In today's take, I want to talk about the Clippers and their winning streak, and can they make it 8 straight against the Chicago Bulls? Now, before we get into that, please like, subscribe, also hit the notification bell, just so you can get the newest and the bonus content first. We put out content every day, so you won't miss any content here. Let's just go ahead and jump right in. So, when I say the Clippers have been, playing good collectively as a team, been doing their best to put things together. They started off slow in the season, but now they're kind of seem like they're catching their stride, and they're getting contribution from everybody on different nights. One night it's Eric Bledsoe. Of course, you have nights with PG. Of course, PG's pretty much had all nights, but, you're getting contribution from the other guys. And I've always said, when you get contribution from the other guys, it makes the team and the chemistry flow a lot better going down the stretch of a season, because everybody feels like they're involved. Everybody feels like they're engaged. And that's what you want. That's the type of chemistry you want with all your players, because when everybody feels involved and engaged, they can pull off wins against teams that are the top in the league, teams that are good. And when you're able to do that, it definitely builds more confidence, and it definitely allows your team to just flow going through a season, rather than trying to figure out, what type of team you need to be and, how you need to run your offense. You avoid all that when you can do things like that. So what I'm saying is, the Clippers playing against a team like the Bulls is going to be a challenge. It's going to be a challenge because the Bulls have 3 players that can either get their own shot or create for other players or create for themselves in regards to either passing, scoring from deep, or mid-range. Because you got DeMar DeRozan, Zach LaVine, and you got Lonzo Ball. You got a team where, it's going to be a multitude of scoring from a lot of different areas. And this could be a very high scoring game against the Bulls. But I do think the Clippers can use their edge against the Bulls. They can use what they have in regards to their, veteran leadership, their savvy, and Paul George still should be the best player on the floor, but it's going to be very difficult. And if the Clippers find themselves sleepwalking at any point, they won't get their 8th straight win against the Chicago Bulls. Now, can they beat them? Of course they can. I'm not going to say they can't. I'm not going to say they don't have a chance, because, of course, the Clippers have more than a chance. Honestly, the Clippers should win the game. But when you look at how the Clippers play at times, and when you look at, their highs and their lows as a team, this is more like one of those trap games. And not to diminish anything they've done so far. What they've done so far, then the 7-game winning streak has been impressive. Really has. Not to diminish anything, take anything from them. But they do have lulls and games where they can be beat. And against better teams, better competition, when you have a quarter or two where you play average defense or below level defense, or you sleepwalk on defense, or you have quarters where you go through these droughts of maybe scoring, or you're not shooting your best. And I know this happens to a lot of teams, but I've seen it happen to the Clippers a lot in a lot of games. And like I said, even in the 7-game winning streak, there were some times and points in the game where the Clippers clearly could have seized control of the game, but they allowed the other team to stay in it and made the game more interesting than what it needed to be, when the Clippers could have just put a team away and didn't have to worry about it. And of course, those things are going to happen. Nobody's saying they're not going to happen, but the Clippers can't let things like that happen when you play a team that has more firepower and that's ready to come at you offensively with everything they have. And when you look at the way the Bulls are playing, of course, they're not the best team in the NBA, but they are one of those teams that a lot of people are going to look at, and I'd say around the end of the season, and say this is a legit playoff team. And when you play a legit playoff team, caliber type team, the way they are, you have to expect the unexpected. And coming into this game, the Clippers, they do not want one of those players to drop 40 points. And it's definitely possible that can happen. Zach LaVine can go for 40 at any time. Like, he is really a underrated scoring weapon in the NBA. He just is. And, now you add DeMar DeRozan, with the good pass and Alonzo Ball, they really might be a tough matchup for the Clippers. So the Clippers are going to have to make less mistakes on defense and not go through too many, if any, periods of, not getting the production from players on the offensive end, because a team like this, you can find yourself being down by 20 points easily with a team like this, just because they play high speed, high pace, and they're up for the challenge. And, they have a couple guys who can go for 35 plus points, same way Paul George can. But I do believe that the Clippers definitely have a good chance. And I definitely think that, what the Clippers are going to bring in regards to both sides of the floor, even from their bench, I'm not sure if the Bulls will be able to match that. But we'll see exactly what happens, whether, the Chicago Bulls, will come out firing, throwing the first punch, which I believe they will. But the Clippers are going to have to find a way to counteract that and utilize their wisdom through Ty Lue that can help them beat this team, because this is going to be a tough 8th straight win, and it's definitely going to be a quality win for the Clippers if they find a way to pull it out. But hey, that's my take on everything. Leave any comments in the comment section. Let me know what you think. And hey, Khaliis out.